Welcome back to DBL. My favorite, Jane Lynch, is known for slinging insults on Glee, but now she's doing it as the new host of Weakest Link. Earlier, she told me why she was nervous to take on this new gig, and she took a moment to remember her late Glee co-star, Naya Rivera. That's today's Chatting with the Stars. Welcome back, Jane Lynch, my shiro, my role model in life, to Daily Blast Live. I'm excited to talk to you about The Weakest Link. But first, we know you rocked a tracksuit really well. We do know that. So tell us, Jane, have you busted out the tracksuit for quarantine, or is it sweatpants like me and the rest of us?
I only have one tracksuit left. I've given them all away because I'm a giver. And I don't wear it anymore because they're made of polyester, so they're not fun to wear. But I've been wearing a lot of sweatpants. Yeah. I'm wearing pajama pants right now with slippers. Ooh, look at that. Oof, it showed you the bottom of my slippers. That's not good. No.
Oh man, so they let you keep the tracksuit? Did they let you keep the megaphone? One of our viewers wanted to know.
I don't want a megaphone. No, I didn't even ask for it. What am I going to do with a megaphone?
It's a good call.
I got a loud voice. I don't need a megaphone.
You can project. You're absolutely right. Switching gears here, speaking of Glee, it is hard not to bring up your former co-star, Naya Rivera. I know you've been asked about her a lot, and so I want to be very sensitive here. But is there something you haven't shared about her yet, or a memory, or just a feeling you had from set that you'd like to remember her by?
Hey, are you okay, Annie? You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Yeah, I know a lot of people knew she was fiery and a really big presence and a force of nature, but she was the most loyal friend you would ever have. Wow. She was absolutely protective. If you were her friend, like my niece Megan, who was a good friend of hers, if you were her friend, you felt it. Wow. And you knew it, and you knew someone always had your back. So a lot of people are hurting right now, especially our Glee family.
Yeah, you guys have had it rough. I'm glad that you are a family sticking together, because I know what that's like in theater when you have a group. Yeah. It helps when tragedy strikes, so I'm happy for you on that. Switching gears completely to The Weakest Link. The original show is iconic for many reasons, but the host was a big part of that.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So was Jane Lynch nervous to fill her shoes? I mean, tell me, really, for real.
It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Well, I tried not to think about that, Tory, because I always try to avoid subjects that are going to fill me with anxiety.
Totally.
So I didn't think too much about it. I knew I would find my way.
What made you think Einstein was the African-American astrophysicist?
I knew I would find my own way, so I didn't want to put, she certainly inspired how I host the show, but I'd be foolish to try to imitate her. So I kept that at bay, all those thoughts at bay. I would dismiss them immediately, and I think I ended up doing just fine.
How do you dismiss that? I'm in a lot of therapy, and I've spent a lot of money trying to figure that out. How do you dismiss the anxious thoughts so easily? Or is it a lot of practice?
I don't know that well, I guess it's a lot of practice in the beginning because you have to break an old habit. I'm getting really deep with you right now.
Yeah, I know.
Because our self-doubt and all those sabotaging thoughts are in there. Ooh, look what I just did with my hair. Are in there really deeply, and they're almost like on a record player. They're like deep grooves, and you have to figure a way how to get the needle out of there. And sometimes that just takes a lot of conscious work. But once you do it, it really is clear sailing.
Yeah, you look free. You look free. You're what I want to look like on my after picture. It's very, very happy. Yeah.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
So you've kind of become my therapist. I really appreciate taking the time. I will pay you $150 after.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Totally appreciative. Thank you, Jane Lynch, for being my shiro, for joining us again on Daily Blast Live. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Seriously. The Weakest Link premieres on NBC tonight, people. Get there. Appointment TV. We'll be right back. Thanks, Jane.